Good morning to all. Happy Memorial Day. Shout out to our brothers and sisters that has served the country. Shout out to my father, Clarence Brimley. May you rest in peace. Thank you for your service. Shout out to my uncle, Robert Brimley, for his service. Shout out to my nephew, Stephen Daniels, for his service, and many others. So now, we're here today to talk about yesterday's interview with Terence Crawford on $1 million Worth of Game. Shout out to my brother Mark Nash. Last night while I was working, we was chopping up about this fable, so I figured I'd go live and speak on a few things. And today we're going to fact check Terence Crawford and talk about what things we believe to be true, things that people believe to be false, and the facts behind those things. So first, I grade the overall interview without the advertisement. It's about an 8. There was a lot of things they covered that was great. I do think Wallow was a little on the goofy side. Got a little off track at times, but overall, they did a pretty good job. Now, everybody would agree with me that the advertisements was way too long. It's like 25 minutes of ad. They really milked the ad space ridiculously, but it is what it is, nature of business. So let's get into it. So, in regards to Terence Crawford's interview, we'll cover a few things shortly and talk about if they're cap or if they're fact. So, let's go ahead and get with the cap. We'll go ahead and cover the things that I would perceive to be cap. So, Terence Crawford made a statement that he fought the better Kell Brook than what Errol Spence did. His argument is that Errol Spence fought Kell Brook coming off of eye surgery from his Triple G fight, and he was drained because he came 2 weight classes back down from after fighting Triple G at 160 to come back to 147. So that is where he says that is why he fought a better Kell Brook. Decent point made, but he did fight Kell Brook later on in his career, and the Kell Brook he fought, yes, he came off 3 straight victories, but those 3 victories were not against top flight competition. He did take Bud on a short notice. In my opinion, Spence did fight the better Kell Brook, and I have to call that cap. I appreciate Terence trying to stand on the square in regards to that, but there's no way that I can actually confidently say that he fought the better version of Kell Brook. Okay? Now, let's go to a fact. When he said other side of the street, that became a big thing when he landed at 147. There are many Errol Spence fans that has went with the narrative that Timothy Bradley was the first person to say we don't mess with F with them. They're on the wrong side of the street. And he said that in regards to Errol Spence being his mandatory and he retired. But here's where it gets spicy. In regards to Timothy Bradley making such a statement, he made that statement. Top of the morning, Mark Nash. He made that statement it was August the 8th 2019 when he was interviewed in regards to that statement. So again, Timothy Bradley made that statement August 2019 about Other Side of the Street. But research has shown me that Errol Spence made that same statement on Fight Hub TV in September of 2018, a full 11 months before Timothy Bradley made that statement. So the fact is that Timothy Bradley did not make that statement before Errol Spence. The statement of Other Side of the Street was made by Errol Spence almost a full year before Timothy Bradley did. Salute to WJ Luckett. Salute my brother. So we have verified proof. If you go onto my community tab, I have the links to both of those guys' statements about opposite sides of the street with a screenshot of those dates with the links included to prove that there are Errol Spence stands, not fans, but stands that are running with a narrative that Timothy Bradley started the Other Side of the Street conversation first. And there were a couple channels that tried to push that narrative, but I found the evidence that it is not true. Errol Spence said it first. Okay? Now, in regards to 147, fact or cap, did Terence Crawford fight better competition than Errol Spence? It's a mixed bag. It's part cap and part fact. Because we're going to be here to give you the unbiased view of this, not the stand view. I've always had the thought that the difference between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford's welterweight resume is literally a one Danny Garcia fight. And Bud brought that up about Danny Garcia's resume at 147. And this is where fact comes into play. Appreciate you, Mark. I appreciate you sharing my live stream, bro. You know, I just want to chop up this fable for a good 20 minutes and keep it moving. So he said, what did Danny Garcia accomplish at 147? He lost to Thurman. He lost to Porter. And he lost to Spence. Every significant fight that Danny Garcia had at 147, he lost. He came close, but no cigar. That is fact. Now, in regards to what is called cap, is that Errol did win his title from 3 different fighters who held titles. That right there does give Errol the slight edge in regards to resume at 147. But you let a Spence stand tell you he has fought the way better competition. But if you look at their resumes at 147, there is a difference, but it's only a slight one. One Danny Garcia fight away. And we know Danny Garcia moved up from 140. And we also know that he was offered a fight by Terence Crawford's team, which was Top Rank at the time. It was his highest guaranteed pay. He denied that fight, and he went on to fight Adrian Granados for 1/3 of the money that he would have got to fight Bud Crawford. And this is where I feel like Spence fans have been disingenuous. Since Terence Crawford has made it to 147, none of the PBC fighters have been available for a Terence Bud Crawford fight. All right, now before I continue, I have to address my brother WJ Luckett's comments because he is making a point that I did not cover. He said Kell Brook said he felt the best he ever felt for the Bud fight. Why shouldn't we take his word for it? Very solid point. Very solid point. He may have felt the best. He may say that, and we can take that at face value. But the 3 fights that he won leading into the fight with Crawford was against competition that was not on the same level as where he was previously. And salute to my brother Rebel Life. I want y'all to go ahead and sub up to my brother Rebel Life, Mark Nash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, face value. You got it right. So we can take it at face value. We can. But if I just go by what's in front of us, I cannot confidently say that Terence Crawford fought a better Kell Brook than Errol Spence, even though there are things on the Errol side when he went into the fight that can chip away and give validity to Terence Crawford's arguments. Again, coming from 160 back down to 147 and also coming off an eye injury. And then Mark Nash, you're correct. Errol Spence also busted the other eye. So him having both eyes busted, 3 years removed from his best showing, and being a later fill-in with a shorter time to prepare for the fight is why I cannot say that Terence Crawford fought the better Kell Brook. Can't say it. We're going to keep it a bean over here. So you, the Bud buddies who may disagree with me, or just the Bud fans that may disagree with me, I cannot say that. I can't. But also you Spence fans have to take into account those two things as well and why there could be an argument for that other side. I just won't subscribe to that. All right, bringing it back in and continuing on into the aspects of what he talked about. So again, Danny Garcia, that is the difference between their resumes at welterweight. Danny Garcia went a different direction when he had the opportunity to fight Terence Crawford. Also, Keith Thurman went a different direction with an opportunity to fight Terence Crawford, wanting 10 mil after he had no more belts. So context matters. And that's why I say it's part cap and part fact. I will sit here and say that Errol Spence has a better 147 resume than Terence Crawford. But it is not significant to the point the way y'all ride so hard and say Bud has fought nobody, cab drivers, and all that, which leads into the next segment on Terence Crawford fighting David Avanesian and how Boots could have been his next fight instead of Avanesian. There's 2 ways this goes. Now, we already know the fact that Boots saying he's been asking for the fight since 2018 is starter cap. Big cap, oversized cap on top of the head cap. In 2018, the man was going from 6 rounds to 8 rounds into finally 10-round fights. He wasn't even on the damn radar. But let's dig into. You right. So let me repeat what my brother just said in regards to Spence and Crawford's resumes before I continue on. So Rebel Life said, yes, Spence's resume is a bit better at 147, but those Spence heads love saying Bud fought nobody, which is a lie. And I wholeheartedly agree with that statement. Absolutely. Yep. And Mark Nash only confirms what I said. He was fighting 6-rounders, and he did go up to 8-rounders later on in that year. And I think at the end of the year, he got his first 10-round fight because he did fight 5 times in 2018. So digging into this, Boots had an opportunity to fight Terence Crawford, right? So one aspect is this. When Terence Crawford fought David Avanesian in December last year, the reason why that was the best fight to possibly make, which I have argued this point time and time again, is if you look at the top 10 in welterweight, the top 10 in welterweight consist of PBC fighters, and you already know the normal suspects, your Porters, your Spence, your Thurmans, Cody Crowley, even though he's not signed out him and he fights through PBC. And then you have Ortiz, who is with Golden Boy, and he gave up his mandatory positioning, and Porter was able to step into his place. So now, WBO route, he went the opposite direction Ortiz did, to be the mandatory to have that fight. So when you're looking at making a fight, and Bud told him he wanted to fight for 2022, to have a 2022 fight, who was his options? Boots couldn't have been the option considering Boots is a Showtime fighter. And Bozy Ennis has verbally confirmed and told us he's loyal to Showtime. So out of all the fighters that was in the top 10, David Avanesian was the highest ranked fighter that he could fight. You call this guy a bum, this ranked number 6. Yes, we know he is not on the level of a Terence Crawford or an Errol Spence. We will not front on that in any capacity. But to say he could have fought Boots is quite impossible almost, because there's no way Boots was going to go to BLK Prime to fight Terence Crawford. So that eliminates that, which makes me pivot until the next point. The next point is he petitioned the IBF. Once he petitioned IBF, he basically withdrew his name from being the potential mandatory for Bud in the WBO. So, if he had stayed, and this is where I would actually defend Boots, but there's a caveat and a problem behind that. Even if he stayed as the current WBO mandatory, he would have been number 1 in his position ahead of Rocha. But when you look and see that Spence and Crawford is now fighting, Boots would have been in the same position as Rocha, aka he would have not gotten the Crawford fight because the Undisputed would have taken precedence. And that's where I will defend Boots. But you can't go too far in that defense because Bud's name was all in their mouth. If they had have been quiet, humble, I would have been okay. But because they kept on using Terence Crawford's name as a way to raise the profile of Boots Ennis, I have to hold them accountable for that. Especially when you went the other direction. Even if you had to stay that direction, you still would have been on the side. But when I look at the dynamics, they went the IBF route because they're looking at a vacant belt. Now, Mark Nash had a few things to us. He said 1, 2, and 3, who were all ranked on the WO, went different directions. Number 4, Ben Pop Dirty. Now, here's the thing that I do disagree. I agree with you saying, but the dynamics, you know what it is. He said, nope, he could have fought Boots instead of Avanesian. But, okay, thank you. But Boo's dad said, nope, I'm loyal to Showtime. So that's why we have to hold Boots accountable, even if it was after the fact. You still have to hold him accountable because he could have easily played his part and said, we'll take that fight. But at the same token, BLK Prime was an unknown commodity. And as it where it stands now, BLK Prime is not doing any big fights. So would you necessarily trust him moving forward to do a fight with Boots? A little dicey situation there. So that's where I stand on that. I do believe Boots got sunned by Bud, little brother style, OG to little G style. And I can't call that cap on Terence Crawford. We got to call that fact. Yes, it was a one-off. Absolutely correct. It was a one-off. No doubt about it. Now, let's continue to fact check this interview. So, in regards to negotiations with Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, so many Spence fans. Bud's a duck. Bud is scared, right? But if we look at where we stand today with two fighters getting 8-figure guarantees, bilateral rematch clause. How on God's green earth? Oh, hold up. I can't speak anymore. I have to hold the horses. I see a big fish that is pulled up in the building who has said, Bud is delusional. How is he delusional? The irony that my man Big Fish says Bud is delusional, but both fighters are getting 8-figure guarantees, bilateral rematches, when before we were looking at 0 guarantees in a weak-ass net percentage of a weak-ass partnership. It looks like Bud did the right thing and standing up for it. And this is where we go to deal with another factor cap. People said I was making this up. And I'm glad that he spoke of this because it only proven what I said to be fact. Is that Terence Crawford agreed in principle to terms. That is not a contract. That's 2 terms. Once he agrees to terms, lawyers review. When the lawyers reviewed, they said, Bud, did you read this? Remember, he said this. They don't want to fight. This is something wrong with this. This deal is not official. Once his lawyers made that statement and pointed out the discrepancies and issues with the term sheet moving forward with the potential contract, things then got dicey and the fight was not made. But how come these fighters couldn't get a guarantee in a bilateral rematch last year? Shout out to my brother Fotex. Blessing, what's up, my man? You know, just talking a little bit of this high-octane Spence Crawford July 29th talk and covering Terence Crawford's interview on $1 Million of Game. So, knowing that now they're both getting what they're getting and what the offer was last year, all this Bud is a bad businessman. Bud is this. Doesn't look like a bad businessman to me. Now, it is a caveat to that. When Terence Crawford initially tried to do the deal, he made mistakes. I've been adamant and stood on my square that he is not blameless. But him hiring who he hired was the smart move moving forward to get this deal done. And that's where I hold Bud accountable on his end. But what I see is no Spence stands being real about what transpired going to the failed initial negotiations. He didn't run the other way. Why he didn't run the other way? Because Stephen Espinosa said they never stopped the negotiations. And Errol Spence, when he said, I'm giving the fans what they want, that lets us know that Al Hammond and PBC did not want this fight initially. They pushed pushed Thurman onto Spence, and Spence pushed back. He stood up like he was supposed to the first time and put his foot down and said, I want to fight no one but Terence Crawford, which I give him full credit for. But he did not do that on the first round of negotiations. They backdoored it. Remember, they petitioned WBC, and all of a sudden, Thurman was number one. That was not for no reason, guys. That was not for no reason. But you guys are going to ignore that because it does not fit the narrative. And when you're a stan, a aerosexual, a bud buddy, or whatever nickname for the people who don't hold the fighter that they like the most accountable in any way, that's when you fall in that category. That's why I give the test that I give. Because when you hold your fighter accountable, you will actually point out the mistakes or some of the things that is on their side that is not correct. And that's my issue. And it's not just Errol Spence fans, it's Bud fans as well. I'm going to keep it even. Bud was not perfect, nor was Errol Spence. There was enough blame to go round. So, when we looking at this overall picture of Terence Crawford, so many Spence fans say he lies about everything, which is bullshit. It's bullshit. It's absolute nonsense. And I can't believe that you guys are rolling with that. And now, before I say anything else, one of my greatest adversaries, my brother, the most funniest man on the YouTube community streets. I want y'all to give a warm welcome to General Big Fish. How you doing, my brother?
Oh man, good morning and blessings to you, Mr.
Good morning, my brother. Yes, sir.
I just have to correct you on something right out the rip, man. You are hands down the funniest man on YouTube. Stop trying to do that, man.
Nowhere close, bro. I can't even hold your candle, sir.
Nah, you are hilarious. An award was created after you, Brimley.
Yeah, that award was created for me not for being funny. That was me for being spasmodic, aka if you want to say moist or emotional. So that was not based on funny.
Hey, Brim, I woke up this morning. I tried to watch the interview, man. I couldn't get through 2 minutes of it, man. I can't do it. But after I eat today, I might be able to stomach it, man. I know I'm gonna have to be able to watch it. I'm gonna have to watch it because I need to be, in the know of what's going on. But I heard bullshit right off the fucking rip. And my
hold up, I'm gonna let you finish, Big Fish. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna let you finish. Give me 1 second.
Go ahead.
All right, I want to bring my man Quentin Bradley on, the big BFB Master Q. Before you say anything, though, I just want to let General Big Fish finish, and then from there you can speak. Continue, my brother, Big Fish.
Okay. This man was asked who would win between him and Floyd Mayweather in his prime. And I know he I should just take a chill pill right now because I know he really don't believe that. But do you believe that, Brim? Does a prime Floyd Mayweather lose to a prime Bud Crawford?
I think Floyd Mayweather is one of the top 5 fighters of all time. So no, I don't think Bud Crawford would beat Floyd Mayweather. But how can we blame him for saying he thinks he would
Yeah,
win?
that's what I just said. I think it's because I'm grumpy. I ain't think that's what it is. But that
Uh,
shit just
you're angry.
rubbed me completely the wrong way hearing that shit. So when you hear shit like that, how can you believe anything else a person says after that? How can you listen to the rest of the interview? You understand what I'm saying, bro?
No,
That was
I
bullshit.
think you're reaching for the stars a little bit. Only reason why I say that because if Errol Spence said the same thing, you would might say, "Oh, come on, Errol Spence, you reaching." But
No,
he wouldn't
because
be that type.
Earl touched him up in reality. So Earl would have some type of, you know, validity in him saying that.
Oh, come on. Big fish, big fish, big fish, big fish. You disappoint me right now. So based off sparring,
No.
he had it right.
Floyd would whoop Earl's ass too, but he has more reason to believe that than Earl. He
Because of
caught him at the
sparring, because of
tail end of his
sparring,
career. Huh?
because of sparring, big fish.
But I'm saying you're not listening to me, bro. Floyd would whoop anybody's ass in his prime. So including Earl Spence. But Earl Spence have more validity in saying that because he's been in the ring with him, sparring or whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
Practice is harder than the games, bro. You know that, right? You was an athlete, right? Or you just always ate donuts.
Yes, the practice is hard because it's the preparation for the game.
So
And I
yeah,
wasn't actually at one point in time.
and that preparation right there, it puts it 100%, 100% faith in me knowing that he has been in the ring with the best, and this Bud Crawford exhibitionist is nothing compared to Floyd Mayweather, man. We done seen it all. Earl Spencer seen it all, bro. It's nothing that Bud can do when he get in that ring is gonna have Earl Spencer in fear of anything. Nothing.
Okay. So you haven't seen all the interviews, so you basically turned it off because you were upset because he said he thinks he can beat Floyd Mayweather. Am I
No, not
correct?
upset. I was disgusted.
Oh, it's worse than upset. Okay.
Yeah.
Your vitriol is showing, sir. I just want to know, do you have anything to add about some of the things that I've said, if you heard anything that I said?
I really just caught only thing I want to touch on this. This is what I need you to do. You need to let Bud Crawford know that he owes Earl Spence a tremendous apology, right? 2 reasons. Maybe three. I can't count. I'm just tell you the reason. One, you've been dragging this man's name through the mud for 4 or 5 years, knowing good and damn well that
What?
he couldn't
What?
fight you because of political reasons. The other side of the street shit, I don't know how many times we got to go over this shit, but that shit was fucking real. That's not no imaginary thing. Exceptions are made to the rule. I already know what you're going to say. Tyson Fury and Wilder. Nobody don't care about
Nah,
that
we
bullshit.
gonna go deeper than that, brother. We gonna go deeper than that. I'm gonna let you
Exception.
finish. Your
So the man, that's number one. He knew he couldn't fight him. Number two, if he did fight him back then, the shit wouldn't have been as lucrative as it is now. So he should be happy that the shit was styled out for this fucking long. Cause now they got a fucking 10 million guarantee a piece from what I'm hearing. So that right there, that's two. So the man been dragging the man name across the fucking mud, and knowing good and damn well he couldn't fight. So we heard Earl Spence say that I had to fight and fight, keep this motherfucking name on the table. He didn't want to fight Keith Thurman. Y'all still apologizing to this man. Let me hear it, Bramley. Apologize to Earl Spence for all that bullshit.
don't have to do it on here. I've already done it. I
Go ahead,
already,
man.
I already done it, Big Fish. I tweeted him directly and gave him credit for that. But there's a caveat behind that too, because he could have did this on the first round of negotiations and stood up.
Brimley, you taught me. You gave me game on the budget. What happened to the budget talking points? Brimley, you knew they couldn't do nothing with they was gonna fight and they were gonna make big money regardless. They were gonna make a big money, but just in case it flopped, they wouldn't have had no guarantee. So, but we know that this was the biggest fight, second biggest fight of the century. So no matter guarantee, no guarantee, they were gonna make upwards of $20-25 million a piece. No fucking question, bro. So we don't want to hear that shit about that first round negotiations. The man drugged the shit out because he really didn't want the fight right then and there, man.
Wait, he didn't want the fight? Are you serious?
Al Heyman it was Al Heyman and Terence Crawford fought 50-50.
Also,
60-40, however you want to split it. We can't say
we didn't have no accountability.
Who? Earl Spence don't. You can blame Al Heyman and Terence Crawford, but Earl Spence don't have no accountability. Remember, he not his own boss, right?
Oh boy, when starter cap. I'm gonna let you finish though. I don't want to intercede in you speaking your.
Yeah, there wasn't a budget for that shit, according to you, Brim. Remember?
Yeah, I do remember that, and that's why they are disingenuous about that.
This the thing. This was fucked up on Terence Crawford's part. He knew all of that shit. We didn't know all of that, but he got fucking killed for picking David Avenesian. So he went on fucking Instagram to try to clear his name, and by doing so, he fucking shot slugs for no reason at Earl Spencer. Earl Spencer had to sit back and take that shit, and he still held true to his word. Didn't fight. Wow. Waited for the dude, man. The fuck.
Wow.
Yeah, so, no, ain't no wow. Terence Crawford did some
what about that? What about that petition to the WBC for Thurman though? What's up with that?
See, they had. It probably was a backup plan. They didn't know if this motherfucker was gonna want to run off and fight somebody else again.
But the way that they was moving, Bud was the backup plan.
Okay, Brim, you got it. You are not unbiased on this topic. You are leaning towards the Bud Crawford side. You defend him more than not.
Because the facts show me that. But hold up, I want to let Q speak his speech. Okay, there he goes. Q, BFB Master, how you doing, brother? I want you to let you speak your piece before I start giving y'all the raw data.
Brim. Hey, man, I would tell you something, man. I ain't watched the whole interview just yet, but I watched a certain part, and that certain part I'm gonna wait for a later date, right?
Okay, respect.
You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna say this for a good topic, right? Because best believe I'm gonna point out contradictions and I'm gonna point out lies.
There's only one that you actually can really call cap. And I covered that at the beginning of the show. Because again, I'm going to try my best unbiasedly point out where I feel like, nah, I can't say that, or yeah, that's a fact. And I want to point this out to you because we were going back and forth on my page about this. And this is for you too, Big Fish. I want you to understand this. You guys was running around saying that Timothy Bradley started the talk of this other side of the street. Is that correct?
Yeah, Timothy Bradley said that shit out of his own mouth. He ran, he ducked.
No. Okay, he said that. And we do both agree that Timothy Bradley said, who said we fuck with each other, don't fuck with the other side, right? We know that Timothy Bradley said that, correct?
That is correct, but there was an outlier to that, Brim. Fury.
Okay, I want to hear your outlier. I want to hear your outlier.
Fury and Wilder, I already said it. That's the outlier, but normally they don't do business with each other. We know that.
Okay, but the outlier gets deeper, sir, and I'm going to tell you why. Do you know that when that interview was done with Timothy Bradley, it was August of 2019? Okay, I just want you to understand that is the date that he stated that. So he was already retired when he said this. This was August 2019. On my community page, I have the proof of the interview. Now, here's the thing that's so phenomenal about this. Errol Spence said, other side of the street, September 2018. Spence said it first. He said it before.
But it don't. This the thing, Brimley. It existed. That's the point. It don't matter.
No,
Matter
but no,
about
no,
that.
no,
We just
no.
got. We got
See,
two, three, 4, 5 people on record saying that we don't fuck with each other. That's the point. That's the fucking point.
you're moving the goalposts because y'all was all saying, "Oh, Timothy Bradley said it first." I got proof that Errol Spence said it first.
I didn't say first. That's what you saying. I said Timothy Bradley said the shit. So you
Man.
next,
No,
next, next.
no.
They both said it. It's true. What the fuck does it matter?
Spence
The
said it
shit is
first.
fucking true. And
But
Top Rank still don't fuck with the PBC. That's why Terence Crawford had to leave.
boy, this gets richer and richer. Q, do you have anything to say about that irrefutable evidence of fact?
Well, we can look up the box rack of the year that Timothy Bradley retired.
The statement that Timothy Bradley made was well after he was already retired. I have the interview clipping with the date on it.
You probably talking about a repost, Brim. I have to fact check your facts.
Yeah, I
But
gotta
the
fact
shit
check that, man.
the
I
shit
gotta
is
see it.
irrelevant. The shit don't matter who said the shit first.
Yes,
We
it
know
does,
the
because
shit.
I was running
The
with the
shit
narrative.
existed when
Y'all
Pacquiao.
was running
The
with the narrative.
shit existed with Pacquiao and Mayweather. Brim, what about that?
Y'all was running with a narrative about how
Hey,
Timothy Bradley.
Brim,
Come on, bro.
Brim,
Wow.
can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
When did Top Rank with Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather with and Al Heyman start negotiations? When did they first start? What, 2010, 2011? So that other side of the street shit existed back then, man. What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm gonna tell you what I'm talking about. You motherfucking niggas is running around here. Timothy Bradley said it. Timothy Bradley said it. So you know, but y'all want to front now that you know that Errol Spence is the one.
Ain't no fronting. No.
It doesn't
Uh,
matter who said it first because y'all was running with a narrative, and that narrative is dead in the water when Errol Spence was on the podium. And y'all talking about and another thing you said, oh, how he was throwing the Errol Spence name in dirt. In that same interview where he said it's the politics other side of the street, he was throwing all types of dirt on Bud's name, and that was before Bud said anything about Errol Spence outside of them meeting each other face to face.
what did he say? Hey, now before we get to that, you have to admit that Top Rank and PBC and Al Heyman didn't fuck with each other back in Manny Pacquiao and Floyd's day, man. So what do you that shit is common knowledge.
What does that mean though? What does that mean though?
That means that as long as Terence Crawford was at Top Rank and Earl Spence was at the PBC, them motherfuckers wasn't fighting each other until one of the other moved. That's what it means. So this motherfucker Terence Crawford barking behind a 15-foot high security fence. Oh, nobody don't want to fight me. Everybody fucking scared of me. You know why motherfuckers ain't fighting you? Because you in fucking wrong side of the street. That's why. That's the fucking point. He fucking selling wolf tickets to fucking gullible ass boxing fans.
No,
That's
you
the
go because PBC was knocking on
Straight
Terence
cap.
Crawford's door and was in the business of Terence Crawford, and we already had proof of that after he resigned with Top Rank. When Errol Spence says, "Hey, did they mention me? Oh no, they didn't mention me." So stop it, y'all the gullible ass fans to let them run with a narrative, and y'all ran with that narrative because it made Errol Spence look good and it made Terence Crawford look bad. But when the truth of the matter is, they didn't have plans for Terence Bud Crawford. They had no intentions of signing him in 2018, but y'all keep on talking about he should have signed with PBC. They wasn't even there to talk to him. Cut the cap out. But before I say anything else, let me bring my good brother Boxer on.
Hey, I got a question for you real quick. What's up, Boxer? Can I please ask him this question, please?
No, you got it, fish. I ain't no rush.
When did your gullibility leave, Brimley? Because you used to say the same things I said.
My gullibility left between the months of August and October of last year. because I seen what was going down and what it was, and all those things have been proven right as we stand here today. They've been proven right. Terence wasn't capping to y'all, but y'all was swearing he was a cap. He ran and fought Ebenezer, even though he told them, I'm fighting 2022. And then Stephen Espinoza told all of us they never stopped negotiating. But y'all will not look at that and say, okay, that's what's happening, because it does not feed the narrative.
No, because he signed that fight with BLK Prime and he didn't mention none of that to them at all.
He
That's
doesn't owe
why.
them shit. He doesn't.
Blindsided. What
That's
about the
blindsided.
blindsided?
That's called
Stephen
negotiating in
Espinosa
bad
said
faith.
we were blindsided.
That's all bullshit. That's all
He
bullshit.
didn't.
No,
Okay,
it was
so
bullshit.
Reese,
Earl Spence said it was blindsided too. What you talking about?
Bullshit. I call
come on,
bullshit.
Brim. What? Come on, Brim. Now you being disingenuous in my
No, I'm
Charles
not.
Barkley corner.
He's
Come
being
on,
very
man.
disingenuous.
Come
He's
I'm
on,
not.
being
man. Two
very
things can be true.
disingenuous.
Two
Mark
things
Nash,
can be true,
y'all was,
Brim.
y'all was being
Come
disingenuous,
on,
not me.
Brim. Two things can be true. Don't quote Stephen Espinosa one time and then say something else that he said was bullshit. So what are we supposed to believe, Brim? Don't do that. Don't do that.
Never stop
So I can
negotiating.
respect. Hold on, let me say this. I can respect Stephen Espinosa saying Terence Crawford never left the negotiating table. Shame on me, pie in my face. But at the same time, Terence Crawford went to go clear his name because his fucking sensitive ass couldn't take all the fucking backlash he got for taking another fucking exhibition. So that's where I'm mad at Terence Crawford at.
You mean all the narratives that was coming out that
Nah,
wasn't based
man.
on
Nobody
fact?
didn't want to see that bullshit, man. He could have
Man,
fought somebody
the
way
man
high
told him
quality than that, man.
the man told him I'm fighting for 2022 when they first started
Man
negotiating.
stepped
So all
up
of this
from a
bullshit.
man stepped up in the vegetable aisle from green beans to an avocado. No.
That is funny as fuck. You still horrible, Q. Green beans to an avocado. Boy, I swear.
Man.
You get your call. I want to go to your comedy show, Q. Ain't just a bitch.
I'm just saying, man, I know what round you think Bo Mac gonna throw in the Cheeto bag.
All right, now listen to this. This is what Mark Nash said. When Bud
Wait.
said other side of the street started because of me, folks were saying no, Timothy Bradley started it. But I've shown proof that it didn't come out of Timothy Bradley's mouth first. But
Man, I
y'all,
know, but man, hey, y'all can say whatever the fuck you want. That shit don't mean fucking shit, man.
it
That's
don't mean shit.
Earl Spence.
It
Earl
would mean
Spence
something
didn't start
that.
shit. Fucking Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather started that bullshit, man. Fuck what
Oh, man.
you and Mark Nash talking about. That shit, just because y'all said that shit don't mean that shit to be true.
Why did Errol Spence keep his mouth closed and stop talking about political sides of the street and all that shit and throwing dirt on Bud's name before Bud threw
Cause the
any
shit
dirt?
was fucking true. He spoke the fucking truth. We don't fuck with each other. And if he said it first, Tim Bradley validated it. So it don't fucking matter when it comes down to the point. They still don't fuck with each other. What?
Do y'all see on the screen? Fotex asked you a question.
Man, we already answered that shit, man. Brimley, come on, man. It's outliers to all rules, man. Exceptions to rules. But that wasn't. That was a fucking that wasn't even supposed to be a fucking big deal, Tyson Fury. Everybody expected Wilder to whoop his fucking ass. That was just a fucking throwing them a bone. Yeah, you can have Fury. Come on, man.
I hear that nonsense.
Who thought that Tyson Fury was gonna do that to Wilder before that fight happened, Brim?
Not
Nobody.
many.
No fucking body. He was a cokehead, just like Kell Brook was when he fought Terence Crawford. Come on.
But let Bud tell it in that interview. He fought the better
Allegedly.
version.
Let me say allegedly a cokehead.
He fought the better version of Kell Brook than Earl Spence did. Wow.
I made my statement earlier that I cannot agree with that. Listen, there are some points that have validation to it, but I don't agree with it. It is true that he came off the eye injury and was coming down 2 weight classes in 8 months to fight Errol Spence. That is true. But at the same token,
10 months, not 8, 10 months.
Okay. Thank you for the correction. But also on the same caveat, which goes to the other side of the coin, he won three straight fights, but those three straight fights was against lesser competition, and he walked into the fight fighting Bud on a shorter notice. But also, Kell Brooks said himself, "I feel the best I've felt in a long time" when he fought Bud. But I
But
cannot.
but why
I
the
cannot.
fuck he looked weight drained when he fought Bud then? Why the fuck he
I
looked
didn't.
weight
I
drained
didn't
then?
when he was doing a great job until he wasn't doing a great job anymore.
Because he looked a whole lot healthier and a whole lot beefier when he fought Earl Spence.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's all the way to the point where we can arguably say Kell Brook was the bigger man in the ring when they was in the ring. How the
Mm-hmm.
hell he fought the better version of Kell Brook? Kell already broken Brook.
Mm-hmm.
Already smoking Brook.
Already coking Brook. Hmm.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Oh, they got bars for you, Brimley.
Say what?
They got bars for you. Already smoking, already coking,
Oh yeah, they
already
definitely
joking.
they definitely rapping
Oh,
right now. But they doing pop rap or the rapper bars though. They not doing actual real bars. It ain't Jadakiss. It's more like rapping Duke.
Pow wow. Are you disrespecting Pow wow, man? What's wrong
I
with
didn't say
you?
Paul Wall. I said Paul Rapper the rapper.
Oh, okay, my bad. I was about to say.
It's okay. It's okay. But let my brother boxing nerd speak on this. And did you see the interview yeah last night on $1 million worth
I
of game?
was waiting in the wings from 10 minutes in, bro. 10
Yeah,
minutes before it started. 10 to 15 minutes before it started.
I
And
was there 2 minutes before it started.
I had to endure the hell of commercial and ads,
Oh my God, the
just like
commercial
everybody
was
does.
ridiculous. This infomercial. That was like it was like 5 commercials with a long ass infomercial. So y'all just
I'm
be ready
telling
to
you, bro,
skip
the
it.
last one was like at least 20 minutes and everybody was about to leave.
There actually 1,500 people left in the middle of that big commercial because it was 9,000 people. It went down to 7,500. But then when the commercial ended, it went back up to 13,000 people at one time. And if nobody is paying attention to Bud, nobody cares about Bud. Why the fuck it's already almost 200,000 views on that shit, and it ain't even been 12 hours. Well, it's been
I
12.
mean, it
It's been
is $1
14
million
hours.
worth of game, but
Yeah, it's doing some numbers though. But I want to get your viewpoint on the interview overall for yourself. What did you take from it?
it was. I give it a 7.5 just because of the infomercials. If there wasn't as many infomercials, it would be a 10 for me because they were talking like they were at a barbershop, and I feel like the press conferences have to be like as if Errol and Crawford were arguing about their favorite basketball team at the barbershop for it to get the amount of traction it deserves. This has to be a barbershop kind of shit talk. If you understand what I'm saying, like when we're in a barbershop and we talk about our favorite teams, whether it be even our favorite fighters, there's a form of comedic, um, competitive nature in it, um, and I feel that will bring the masses because this can't be the regular press conference, man. This is 5 years of animosity that your friends have built up from either side. This is civil war, and
Definitely agree with that.
they need to bring the fire for this press conference. I'll be very disappointed if they don't, man. I don't care because it's very evident they both can't. Because look at them when they're around their friends. When Errol was around Javante and AB all those years ago, he was hella entertaining. As
Well,
much
I'll
as
give
he
you a
was,
perfect example of his entertainment. Basically, the bet they had with Tank and Rolly when he was next to Ryan Garcia put him in the dirt. That was entertaining. His
I'm telling
personality
you,
showed there.
you just have to catch him at the right time, and he needs to come out of his shell. Look at Terence Crawford in his interview, or when he's around his boys. Stop that! Oh, I'm just trying to be setting. Shut up, man! You're a fighter. Was set an example for who? You almost punched up on Jose Benavidez because he pushed you at the weigh-in, and he literally when they were doing the open workout, he called Jose Benavidez "mama a bitch." You ain't no
Yeah, he
example,
said you
bro.
a
You
bitch.
got
He said
shot in the
your
head,
mom.
bro.
He
You
said
was
you a bitch.
grungy
And
as
he
the
said
rest of
your
them.
mom.
Hmm?
No, because I remember Jose Benavidez said you a bitch, and he said no, your mama is.
Yeah, exactly, bro. That's one of the most clipped shorts I've ever seen of
Oh,
Terrence.
gonna be your fight before you not make it to your fight.
Exactly, man. Come on, bro. You get it like the rest of us, man. Come on. We need that at the press conference. We need that for the build up, for the promotion, for the face off, for the one-on-one, for the sit down with whoever. I feel like Max Kellerman should do it because he's the best candidate to do
Fuck
the face to
no.
face.
No, thank you. Max Kellerman is not gonna be Showtime. It will not be Max Kellerman.
No, it
Oh
will
yeah,
not
that's
be
true. That's
Max
true. That's true.
Kellerman.
My bad. That's true.
ESPN
So
won't
who
get
would it
no
be?
parts of that.
Yeah,
Would
ESPN
it be a
member.
Brian Custer or?
Yes, it
Probably
will be.
Brian Custer.
Uh, that's a letdown for me. I'm not gonna lie, but
Yeah, but it's up to them to bring the heat. It's how they
yeah,
answer the questions. Period.
nah, man.
Oh,
I feel like it's gonna. I've told this to other people before. I feel like it's gonna play out like it did with the Tank Ryan press conferences. I feel like the first one's gonna be boring. As soon as they get to face, the shit talk is gonna start, and then everything's gonna explode. After that,
Now, is there
everything
anything
after that's
else
gonna be
about the?
fire.
Is there anything else about the interview that stood out to you, though?
I like how he broke down all of Errol's opponents. They're lucky he didn't go into Sean Porter. Uh Gilly was talking about how Gilly doesn't really know nothing about boxing because he said Adrian Broner jumped up 2 weight classes to fight Maidana, even though he forgot about the part that he took on Paulie Malignaggi before and took his belt, and then Maidana challenged him for the WBA. But other than that, it was a great interview. I was very interested.
Got you. Now, there is a point that I wanted to point out to Big Fish and Q that you see on the screen about how Kel was weight drained, but Kel weighed more for Bud's fight because he had no IBF rehydration clause of 10 pounds. What do you say of that?
Where the fact? Show me. Pull up your share my screen and show me that.
Well, I don't have to share that because that's the IBF rules. When you're
That is the
fighting for
rules.
the IBF, that's the rules. So you have to. You only can hydrate up to 10 pounds. When it's not IBF or if it's a unification, then the IBF rules go out the window. So when Spence fought Kell Brook could only gain 10 pounds. Against Bud, he had no limit. So where's this weight drain conversation you guys are bringing up? Sounds
Oh,
like the
that's a
right
good piano
brother is
punch.
capping right now. The plane needs to land.
sounds
Are
like
you?
you need to look at the pictures between the two. You see it for yourself. Pull them up and
Really,
tell me what you see. Yes.
that's what you're rolling with. We're not rolling with the facts of what the status of there. We're going to say let's look at the pictures.
How much did he weigh it the night of the fight against Earl Smith?
Good question.
Okay,
If
thank you.
anybody can look that up, I'm sure
Tell,
he
tell,
wasn't.
tell that nigga to type that on the screen since he like to type that shit. How much he weigh? How much Earl Smith weighed?
My brother barbecue, and he just chopping it up with his chiming in. I don't think he's got
He
time to
can't.
do
That
it.
shit gonna be nasty if he typing and cooking at the same time. He,
You hell, stupid as hell, big fish. I'm not surprised. You are hilarious as hell.
yeah, 1, 2, 3, blast off. Hey, Mark Nash, don't serve nobody that nasty ass shit you cooking today, man.
Why
oh
you
my
talking about
God.
that? He said you gonna cook some trash. I bet you throwing down right now. We was cooking all night.
Barbecue trash TV.
Oh wow. Wow. Look, yo, they coming at you, big fish. They coming at you, big fish.
Hell yeah, they can type all day. I don't listen to that shit, man. I don't read
Okay,
no
I
fucking
have
comment.
the official
Get
weights.
on the stage and talk.
I have the official weights, brothers.
All right,
Kell
thank you.
Brook was officially 156.9 pounds. Spence was 155.8.
Okay, what about Crawford?
All right, I looked that up just now.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate your efforts.
No
Because
worries.
I can't. I'm on my phone doing this. If I was on my computer, I probably could do that, but I'm not on
Oh
my
yeah, no
computer.
problem.
But I swear, when you two gentlemen will watch that, y'all gonna be looking for anything to call cap. There's only one thing I can call cap out of that whole interview, and that's the
Oh,
topic we're talking about now. and it still has a little bit of validity on his side. He can make an argument. It just I can't roll with it. Is the end all be all and say that I believe that is a fact.
Hold on, Brian. Watch this here. We both acknowledge and agree that it was short notice, right?
It was definitely a little bit shorter notice. I mean, he did some time, but it
Man,
wasn't
you
like.
see that, Brim? Just why you gotta say that, man? Just be truthful, man.
Brim,
I'm
answer the question
I was
truthfully,
about to
Brim.
finish my statement before you interrupted my ass. He
Excuse me.
only thank you. He had a 6.5 week training camp, which he should at least had 8 weeks. So he had a week and a half less amount of time to prepare for the fight.
No, Brim, I can't even be biased, bro. I'm looking at a picture of them doing a side-by-side interview, Crawford and
Mhm.
Kel. He looks hella weight drained, bro.
He
His cheeks
came
look sunken in, bro.
down. He ain't fought at 147 in how many years? He's been
Nah,
fighting
he
at
didn't look good.
154.
You know what type of weight drain he look? He looks sleepy.
Brim,
I
let me
can't
tell
even
you
lie,
something
bro.
else. Not only the fact that he was weight drained coming down to make 147 to fight Bud Crawford, but watch this. It was so much of a shorter notice to where his long-time trusted trainer couldn't even train him. How in the fuck he fought the best version of Kell Brook?
Hey, I'm sorry, Q. Since we reading comments, Brim, I'd like you to read that one. Big Fish, you pregnant? Is he talking to me?
It sounds like it.
Can I pull a Bud Crawford?
Absolutely.
Hey, now I got your mama pregnant.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's punishment.
That's body work right there.
For real,
but
that's
Brim,
mean body work.
but Brim, you understand what I'm saying though? How is
Listen,
that possible?
that's why if you hear what I said, there's no way that I can say that Terence Crawford fought the better Kell Brook. That's where the buck stopped for me there. But there's nothing else in that interview that I can look and say, "Bud, are you capping?"
So
But that
so with
right
that,
there, I can give that.
so
You
so
gotta give that up.
so if I say that the man is capping and that he's lying and that he done contradicted himself, because you're gonna sit up there and say, I'm not hating on Earl Spence, but then you turn around and mention Kell Brook and you holler all this false ass shit
Hold up.
that's
I gotta stop you
false.
for 1 second. No, I gotta stop you for 1 second. It's not. You can't say it's hate, and you can't say it's capping. Him stating his case on how he feels about when he fought it. And then again, there's two valid points in regards to what. In all honesty, both of them fought Kell Brook with some deficiencies, and he was just trying to point out the deficiencies that Errol Spence fought Kell Brook, but the deficiencies that he fought Kell Brook was more than that Errol Spence fought him under. So
So
he can make the argument. It just didn't hold as much weight enough for me to call it call it a fact.
Because you
Hey,
being
let
a
me ask
buck, because you
a
being a
question to
buddy
the
right
panel.
now.
hey,
Because you being a
Brim.
buddy right now.
Hey, Brim, what year
Because you being a buddy right
what
now
year
because
did
you know
Earl
damn
Spence
well that
fight?
don't make man. Come on.
What year did Earl Spence fight Kell Brook, and what year did Bud fight Kell Brook?
Okay, so I think Errol Spence fought Kell Brook in 2017, and Crawford fought him in 2020.
Okay, so would you rather have a 2017 you go with one dent in it, or would you rather have a 2020 you go with 20 dents in it with bad gas in it with a coke habit?
Big
Hold
Fish.
on.
That's dirty. Big Fish. I will
That's
repeat
dirty.
myself again. I believe that Errol Spence fought a better version of Kell Brook than Terence Crawford. Period.
Way better.
No, but I feel like
It can't
to
be
that
way
point,
better for you coming off an eye injury and coming down 2 weight
I feel
classes.
like Kell Brook was more confident in Terence Crawford fight. He just got his ass whooped
Bram, can I ask you a
versus
question? Can I ask you a
Triple
question?
G.
That
Absolutely.
eye that Triple G had injured, did that eye give him any problems when he had that fight with Earl Spence?
The other one did.
No. The
But hey,
eye that
Triple G was
Triple G injured, I'm asking you specifically, don't wiggle. Did that eye cause him any trouble in that fight against Earl Spence?
I don't know. I'm not Kell Brook. He held up pretty good until he got to deep waters.
Because you know he make it sounds like, you know what I'm saying, it was the same eye when we all
No,
know it
make
wasn't.
it sound like the same. I'm just saying that was his most recent fight, so that plays a role on your confidence. It plays, and it also, even though you can say he looked better against Errol Spence, he did still come down 2 weight classes to fight him. He had to come all the way from 160 to come back to 147, and that's
Brim,
why I don't. And that's why, let me finish. That's why I don't be like, oh, Bud is all cap. Bud was just making his argument based off of some of the trials that Kell Brook had going into the aerospace fight. But I just believe that it's just much larger going into fighting Terence Crawford, which is why I cannot sit here and say in any capacity that Kell Brook was better fighting Terence Crawford than he was when he fought Errol
Well,
Spence.
let me debunk the eye thing. Triple G is our orthodox fighter. Spence is a southpaw, so their jab hands got on to both eyes because Kell Brooks, I think it was his left eye, was broken from all the jabs and hooks he was catching from Spence, and vice versa with Triple G. So
but
his
watch
right
this.
eye was. Hmm?
But watch this. Here's my rebuttal to that. Before they get in the ring or even get close to fighting, don't the state don't they have doctors and physicians to clear him before he could fight?
No, most
Absolutely.
def.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
no,
so
they
so
did. At the same token, they cleared Muhammad Ali while he was taking Alzheimer's. I mean, taking medication, and he was
Man,
off.
you talking about back way back then, Brim.
you
Don't
know
do
it's
that, man.
way advanced
Come
now.
on,
Come on,
man.
Brim. That was a
Medicine
long
way
reach,
different.
man.
Medicine was way more. Come on, Brim.
That
Brim,
was a good try, Brim.
That's a
that
good
was a
try.
good try. That was a good try, boy.
Hey,
God damn,
that's the
boy.
move of the year right there, boy. Hey, we gonna clip that one,
We
man.
got to clip this, man. We got to clip it, boy.
Hey, you know what he
Hey,
tried to
hold
do?
on. Hey, hey,
He
man, we
tried to do
should have
the
let him
Wilder
finish
Euro
that,
step
man.
knockout.
Damn, finish that, Brim. Let me hear that. It's
On
propaganda. That's
the
propaganda to the fullest, right there, boy.
I want to have good reach too. Y'all always reaching, so why can't I have good reach?
Well, don't finish reaching. Go ahead. What you gonna say about
No, you
Muhammad
know what that
Ali?
was? That was when Deontay Wilder did that Euro step to Bermain's third.
Let me finish reaching.
This
Y'all,
motherfucker said Muhammad Ali. You said this motherfucker.
yeah, y'all been reaching on this whole bullshit about the
Oh
the
my
street. My
god!
return the favor with the reach. I want to reach with you. I gotta outdo your reaches right now. Okay. Because it's a reach to say, oh, the other side of the street shit, even though Spence brought it up and they used it against Bud. And that's why Bud, and the whole thing y'all talk about, Bud ain't fought no competition, he ain't fought nobody. But then Danny Garcia go the opposite direction. I think 1/3 of the money when I was offered my highest guarantee. Thurman, no belts. I won 10 million. The whole point is,
But Brim, what it be
that
on
their
paper
whole
though is
goal.
what
That was their
counts, Brim.
goal. That
We
was
gotta
their
go
goal.
with what's on paper though, Brim. And what's on
But,
paper is he ain't fought
what
nobody,
I said
Brim.
to you was
The
on paper
exhibitions,
too.
Brim.
But what I
That's
just
what's
told
on
you was on
paper.
paper too. What I just told you was on paper. It's on paper that Danny Garcia was offered his highest guarantee, and he fought Adrian Granados for 1/3 to pay. It's on paper that Thurman wanted $10 million guaranteed when he had no belts. That's on paper
Okay,
too.
okay. But this my thing though, Brim. Why do the buddies try to argue the resume when we know at 147 it don't come close?
Wait, say that
Outside
again.
of this, I say,
No,
so
no,
why do the
no,
buddies
no,
try to
no,
argue with me about the resume when at
I'm
147 it
filibustering.
don't come
I'm
close?
filibustering. I'm filibustering. The difference between Errol Spence and Terence Crawford's resume is one Danny Garcia fight. That's the difference between their resume. Cut the shit.
No, how? Hey,
So,
hey, do
so,
you believe in
so
age and attrition?
what other killers did you say? So we gonna say Ugas is so much of a killer, a gorilla
He was a
chinchilla.
champion. He
Oh,
was a current champion. That
Lamar
he was
Peterson,
a title
the
holder.
killer gorilla chinchilla.
Bro.
His resume is slightly better than Bud Crawford's, bro. It's
Bro.
better, but not by this
Bro.
insurmountable, large,
They're
ridiculous margin.
they have two common opponents. The big difference is years between fights, which matters. He fought older, lesser versions, less confident. When you're a champion, you have ultimate confidence in yourself as being a fucking champion more often than not. You a fucking former champion versus a current champion. That's a big fucking difference in your introduction and your fucking title, man. You can't be serious
Okay.
when you say that
Okay.
shit, bro.
Guess
There's
what?
no fucking comparison. Hold on,
Brim, take
I'm
the
sorry,
knee,
bro.
Brim. You are
And,
taking too much punishment this
and
morning,
then
boy.
that you want
Not.
to mention
Do it.
Danny
No, I'm
Garcia
not.
fought a Terence Crawford opponent and watched his ass 12 rounds to fucking zero, man. David
Are we really
Benavidez.
going to talk about
I
it?
never seen Danny look so swift.
Boy, I swear before cheese and crackers, y'all reaching for the stars right now.
I never
Y'all,
seen Danny look so swift.
you were so
Are we really? Are we really going this way?
the
Are
ultimate.
we really going this way?
147. The
Man,
ultimate.
Danny
Are we
washed
really? Are
Jose
we really
Benavidez,
about to
man.
do this? Y'all really on this?
We got.
This what we on? This what we on? We on Danny Garcia. Y'all really making Danny Garcia, who never really won F147. This is what y'all doing. Q, Big Fish. This what y'all doing?
I'm just saying though, we know who
no.
done fought the
Y'all
better
know who's in the house right now.
Showed
This
already.
what we doing?
It just showed already.
Hold on.
So
when Bud called Danny out on who did he fight, y'all really gonna bring Danny Garcia up?
You damn right. Danny got a better
resume
than Bud. What are you talking about?
Oh my gosh.
Danny
this
got
is
a
what
better
we doing now.
Danny got a better resume than Bud.
But he set himself at 140 Q.
He
At
never
140 Q. At
It don't
147, who has Danny Garcia whooped at 147? Honestly. To make his resume, to make him be that bigger person, who has Danny Garcia really beat?
Danny Garcia done beat some top motherfuckers.
No. Don't say he beat top. Who?
At 147, what did Danny Garcia beat?
Oh, he done been in some tough ones.
No. There you go wiggling. I asked who specifically.
See, I can't think of nobody right now.
So don't go with this narrative of Danny Garcia was great at 147.
He was great in general.
Bro, 147, no.
Overall, he got some.
147, no. Quit putting him on that narrative.
He got a Hall of Famer on his resume.
147.
Danny Garcia got something though nobody have
147. Y'all bring Danny Garcia, but yet still
I'll tell you who he beat. He beat the great Adrian Granzados. He beat the great Ivan Redcatch at 140. These are Hall of Famers, man. What are you talking about? Brandon Rios. He beat the greats. He beat the greats.
Danny Garcia, boxing nerd. Danny Garcia got the same caliber resume at 147 as Bud. He just ain't beat the champion.
Oh, come on, bro. That's wild.
He didn't get the pleasure. He didn't get the pleasure of speaking of fighting Jeff Horn. And hold on, boxing nerd. Hold on. Mitch, y'all don't want to relegate Bud to 147 only when the shit is convenient for y'all. So don't do the shit to Danny Garcia. So bring up Danny Garcia when he whooped David Benavidez' ass, a common opponent with Bud. He made him look worse than Bud did.
That was at 154, brother.
It don't matter. He fought. It's a fight. It don't fucking matter. They had a fucking fight.
Brother.
It showed that it's levels. The competition.
Who won?
It's levels.
Who won?
It's levels in competition, man. It's levels.
147.
I'll give credit to Danny. He was the third person. He was the third person to knock out Samuel Vargas. That's pretty good.
Really?
and then this the thing, Danny Garcia is the least on the fucking resume, so it's irrelevant. If you want to throw, Danny Garcia, he still beat three. He beat three
champions than Earl.
He beat three champions at 147, and he beat a pound for pound fighter, and Mikey Garcia. My dog Mosquito Spray know more about boxing than 95% of the motherfuckers I hear and talk to. And he told me before this fight, which I told him, which he's wrong every now and then. So I told him, man, Mikey Garcia too fucking little. But he told me size didn't matter. This motherfucker it was a case of a great little man fighting a great big man. So that's another motherfucking check mark on the resume, man. It ain't no fucking comparison.
So the same Danny Garcia the same Mikey Garcia that dug Bud, right? Okay. The same Mikey Garcia who really seen something. What he said, he seen a flaw in Earl Spence. That's why he went for Earl Spence and not Bud, right? Oh, okay. We'll go with that one too.
What happened with that flaw?
Shit.
What happened with the flaw?
He couldn't knock Mikey out then.
What happened with the flaw?
How come he couldn't knock little Mikey out?
Why Manny Pacquiao didn't knock out Adrian Broner?
How come he couldn't knock little Mikey out?
Why Manny Pacquiao didn't knock out Adrian Broner?
Adrian Broner's never been knocked out.
Why do they have 3 judges on the side of the ring?
What?
Why do they have 3 judges on the side of the ring?
Once again, he said he's gonna knock Mikey out. And he couldn't do it. So once again, the same Mikey Garcia that ran from Terence Crawford, y'all want to bring that up too?
Hey, Mikey Garcia was unwilling to exchange.
You are agreeing with me. You are agreeing with me that he ran from Terence, though, right?
Nah, right. I don't agree with everybody run for Terence according to y'all, bro.
Yeah, that part. Okay, why have they? Okay, once again, like he did Pooch yesterday. How come y'all didn't call him out? How come y'all didn't go for y'all mandatories then? Motherfuckers had mandatories to fight Bud too. You know that, right? So everybody that y'all bring up on Earl Spence had a mandatory.
Probably ain't seen no Bud. Financial gain in the fight with Bud.
He ran. Mikey Garcia didn't want no support.
Your ass.
They might not have saw a financial gain with Bud. They might see a
now we
financial gain with the big fish.
Here go that wiggling shit. Here go, yeah, Mr. Gooch is back. Here go that wiggling shit. I love when I see y'all wiggle.
Nobody ain't wiggling, man. You just yelling and repeating.
Who has Mikey? Who has Mikey?
You just yelling and repeating the same stuff.
Once again,
you talk about. You
can't deny Mikey didn't run from Bud.
We can only talk about what's on paper, who he's actually fought. We can't help.
Okay, so and once again, Mikey Garcia went 12 rounds with Earl Spence.
Can I finish my statement, please, sir? We can't help that Bud had bad representation and couldn't.
And you're right.
And Bob Arum can influence and entice fighters that he really wanted to fight to get in the ring in him. That's nobody's fault but Bud. He shouldn't have re-signed with Top Rank. So I don't want to hear no. I don't want to hear no. I don't want to hear about no.
He would have got the same problem with PBC, brother. He would have got the same problem with PBC.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
We can only go with the exhibitions that's on paper.
Okay.
Exhibitions. Stop disrespecting these fighters, Big Fish, when they knock your ass out.
They'll knock your ass out too.
I know.
That's exhibitions.
It don't take the fact. It's just okay, Brown. Do you respect the Detroit Lions? Exactly. Just because it's an individual fighter, I'm not disrespecting them by saying talking about this and that. I'm just acknowledging that they're a lower skill set than the top dogs. So that's all I'm saying. Y'all taking it.
Who's the top dogs on Earl Spence's list, though? Y'all said Danny Garcia. Y'all speaking Danny Garcia. Okay, we just debunked that one. Who else? Y'all saying top dogs, but who else?
Let's not act like Ocampo wasn't the exhibition of all exhibitions.
That was a reward fight. That was like a fight. Yeah, that was an exhibition. It's cool. That was a showcase fight.
Oh wait, who else?
Earl Spence got them on his belt too. But
who else?
Once he got to big dog status, he ain't been doing nothing but giving the fans what they want to see, like he doing now.
Man, since he been big dog status, he be inactive for 15 months.
Waiting on this fight.
Yeah, he did you a favor. He waited on this fight.
Waiting on this fight.
Prior to this fight, though, he was still out 15 months.
Hey, can you apologize to Earl Spence Gooch for all this bashing you've been doing? He spent the block. He waited on your boy to get
apologize for.
He waited on your boy to get
hold on. Okay, I'm glad y'all went there. So y'all need to hold y'all. So finally, I'm glad you said this. So finally, no, your boy did what he was supposed to do as a fighter and sat down and got the fight that he wanted instead of running to Al Heyman.
His
That's what's
representative.
really happening. So I don't need to apologize. Shit, no.
His
the boy
advisor.
stepped up to be a fighter
His
like
advisor.
Tom
Hey,
Brown said he needed to be.
Hey, what does an advisor do? He gives advice, right?
And he been giving, and check this out. And what he's been doing, giving nothing but terrible advice, right?
How?
Because if he'd have fought Chess, okay, let me tell you this. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why,
he's
sir.
involved in
Can I tell
the
you why,
biggest
sir?
fight, the second biggest fight of the century. So it sounds like he got great advice to me. He's a 3-time champion. You talk about him every day. Brimley talk about him every day. I talk about him every day. So it seems like he's been managed very well to me.
Okay, sir. Now let me tell. Now can I? Now let me rebut on this. You do know that Al Heyman then really fucked up because he should have fought Bud when Bud first came into the weight, and not when he filled out into the weight. That was number one. Number two. Let me give y'all a little something insight. I'm not gonna even do that on here. Just know Bud is ready. Q, I told you.
Gooch, let me ask you just one question. What round do you think Bo Mack gonna throw in the Cheeto bag?
The screen froze.
No, the screen is froze. Y'all just being funny right now. Once again,
No, I'm being serious because you know he ain't gonna have the towel in the hand. He gonna have the Cheeto bag.
Who else? Y'all said Danny Garcia, Mikey Garcia. Who else on Earl resume that makes him the big dog?
Cam Brook and Sean Porter, somebody that he got to first.
Okay, what did Bud do to Sean Porter?
Bro, how many times do I have to tell you this? Do you believe in age and attrition?
Okay. Let me ask
once
you
this.
Once
you get past your 30s, you start to go on the decline.
I'm glad you said that too, Big Fish. I'm glad you said that too. Okay, so
can I ask you a question?
I personally have seen this man train.
Gooch.
I personally have seen this step that y'all say he has lost. I haven't seen it.
No, I ain't talking about Bud. I'm not talking about Bud.
Who you talking about?
Is it a fact? Once you reach the age of 32, 33, that is your peak, your prime. After that, you start going down. That's what most people do. So
that's what most people do. Have you noticed? Have you noticed that this guy is not most people?
I'm not talking about Bud. I'm talking about his exhibitionist. But Kell Brook was on the fucking decline.
You're going on. Okay, hold on.
He was not the same fighter, so you can't just because they have a
time out.
They
so
so I'm
gonna give you half of that. But once again,
that's all I need.
You do know when Kell Brooks fought
the welterweight division that Danny Garcia had Sean Porter.
He went down 2 weight classes and fought 9 months after the eye injury. Do you know the eye injury usually takes a year to a year and a half to heal? Okay, so when he fully healed, he went 3 fights and knocked people out.
That's false. That's false, Mr. Gooch. I can't let you get away with that one no more. That's false, Mr. Gooch. Body shot. Boom, boom, boom to the liver.
What's false?
He had an orbital bone injury that takes anywhere from weeks, no more than 2 months to heal.
Okay.
Y'all stop spreading that propaganda.
Okay.
We can look that up right now.
Okay. I will give you that. I will give you that, Q.
He was 10 months after.
Okay, what about him coming down 2 weight classes?
He had more than enough time to heal.
What about him coming down 2 weight classes? Okay, let's not even go there. What about he fought 3 times, knocked every fighter he had out, and went and fought Bud? And
who did he do that to, Gooch?
Who did he do that
to?
Oh,
here we go with who?
No, you don't know. No. That's why you go say, here we go with that. You had plenty of time. You had plenty of time to look this answer up.
I'm about to tell you who. I'm about to
tell us who. Tell us who. We'll give you a second. Yeah, please tell us. We want to know.
I will do that for you guys. Y'all get to cooking. I'll give you that in a hot second.
But you don't know right now, so that makes my point. You don't know. You having to research.
Okay, once again. So
they was bums, man. They was
everybody. Okay, listen here though. Here it is though. Big Fish. Avenesian was a bum to you, but he was number 6 on the
Detroit Lions. Yeah, he number 6 in the division. That's what Detroit Lions is.
And we call. What about the Boo situation? What about the Boo situation?
What about
man? Come on, bro. Y'all really going here with this?
Boots. What about Boots?
What about it? That's what we have.
Boots didn't step up. Boots went to the IBF route, knowing Earl Spence ain't fought his mandatory in how long? For the IBF.
Because he's looking for a vacant belt.
Oh, but he had a chance to fight the champ though too, Steve.
He knows.
He had to fight.
Y'all know that Terence Crawford wasn't gonna give Boots no real shot. He wanted to go get an easy payday and then try to fight Spence. Y'all know he wasn't trying to fight no killer.
Come on, bro.
He wasn't trying. He don't fight killers. He don't fight killers. He walk around that gym as the top dog, and he want to stay that way. He ain't trying to fight no killers.
Okay, he fighting the killer on July 29th.
Yeah, he about to get killed. I'm glad you acknowledging that.
Okay.
I'm glad you acknowledging that.
Okay, I can't wait to that day.
Indeed. Man, Earl Spence finna beat the dog snot out of Bud. I'm sorry, man. But y'all got this done to this man, man. Y'all better send that man well-wish flowers, the whole 9 yards, because Buddy going to the hospital, man. Straight up, man.
So now let's go on the other. Let's put the show on the other foot. What y'all gonna do when Bud knock his ass out?
Say congratulations, Bud. That's what
now it's gonna be just congratulations. You ain't gonna apologize for all the hating you did.
What the fuck?
No, you want me to apologize, so you gonna apologize for all the hating you did?
I want you to apologize for different reasons. Because ain't
no different reasons. Oh, that's different.
Because he pretending that he was trying to fight.
So why do I gotta apologize?
He was hiding behind a 15-foot security fence. You know how them little poodles be barking behind that fence when they see a real dog, but you open that gate up and you shut the fuck up.
I hear all this what y'all saying, but what's real funny is come July 29th, when they both get in that ring, one of us gonna be mad. And I know it ain't gonna be us.
Gooch, is you gonna come on and face the music?
Bro, I'm on everybody. I tell you what, and I hold me 10 toes down to Bud Loose, I'm on all y'all channel.
Already.
Bud Loose, I'm on all y'all channel.
You know we're gonna be looking forward to seeing you.
No. Now, I need that same energy though, brother. I need y'all to pull up on my shit sooner and apologize because y'all know. Hold on, let me go here. See, this is one thing. Hold on, let me go here real quick. So, the 3 fighters was Kevin Bazur, Frankie Gavin, and I don't know Danny Yon, whoever the fuck they are. I don't give a fuck. Oh no! I'm sorry.
Who are those guys?
No, I went too far. I did go. That was before Gennady. I'm sorry. That was before Gennady.
This is a cut. This is a fucking cut. Oh my god. Coach said ho.
That was before Real Deal. Now, I'm giving y'all who he fought. It's nobody to y'all, but these biggest records. One was 24-0, one was 25-1, one was 29-1. What are y'all saying? They records speak for themselves. They from England. We don't fuck with England fighters.
You
right or wrong? Do we fuck with any fighter from England that we don't know? But these are all England fighters that had nice records.
Against who though? What was their signature wins? Who have they beaten? Never heard of these guys. I think that's
okay, bro. But how many? Until we like real shit. So you heard? When did you start hearing about Usyk? When did you start hearing about Usyk? But
no lie.
But yet Usyk is on the pound for pound list. Let's go here. When did you hear about Anyway? And who all has Anyway fought for him to be undisputed and be the best on the pound for pound?
That's what I'm trying to figure out about Terence Crawford.
No. Okay, so y'all do it for Terence Crawford, but why don't y'all do it for the undisputed? Why don't y'all do it for the undisputed? It's only when Terence Crawford, when it comes to his resume, or who has he fought? Who has Anyway fought? Who has fought and fought?
He fought Donaire twice.
He fought Donaire twice. The first one was a good one.
Once again, though, y'all only bringing up one person. When it comes to Bud resume, y'all break it all the way down.
Anyway,
tell who his fighters. Y'all can tell who his fighters fought. But yeah, still we got other undisputed fighters. undisputed fighters, and you say y'all can't tell me who they fought. Make that make sense.
For some odd reason, ESPN and the boxing experts, you know, they got NUA highly regarded, man. I feel the same way with you on that, but I will say this. I'm going with Fulton. But if he move up and
Bruno,
beat
can you
Fulton,
get off of that comment, please? You got a bopper in here. He wants you to say his name so you can promote his sorry ass channel.
Huh?
Yeah, that's good right there. Yeah, fucking doofus. Hey, why people take this shit so personal, Brimley? When I say something about a fighter is a bum, I ain't did. Man, y'all motherfuckers is fucking silly, man.
that's
Like
too sensitive,
when you
man.
that shit's stupid, man. Y'all want to fucking play semantics and shit. I'ma just start saying A, B, and C level fighters and D level fighters and F level fighters. Do that sound better, Brim? Than the bum?
If you did say that, it probably would go much better.
Okay, I'm gonna start saying that. Please forgive me to all the people that wear tampons out there, the men.
Know that you bleed. No.
But at the end of the day, we are here. We are here, and all these questions are going to be answered. So why do you guys feel that Errol Spence will beat Terence Crawford?
Shit. Hey, man. I told you at the end of the day, come fight night, that's where it's gonna
Why
be lost for him.
so that Errol Spence will beat Terence Crawford? What will he do? What does he do, and what he will do that will make him victorious? Tell me why.
I believe Earl gonna dictate how this fight gonna go. It's not gonna go nowhere near what y'all think. Whatever I believe Derrick James gonna have the proper game plan in place for Buddy to where not only I believe Earl Spence gonna win, but I believe it's gonna be just like he said, a one-sided ass whooping, man.
Was Ugas a one-sided ass whooping?
Hell yeah.
No, it wasn't.
What the fuck you mean? Man, how many times? Man, I just watched that fight. I watched that fight yesterday. I watched David fight
Spence was in trouble. Fight. Y'all gasped for air when that fight.
And this the thing. They say that that you guys was just standing there was a punching bag. No, he was not. First 2-3 rounds, that boy was moving around the ring, and Earl stalked his ass down
Listen
the whole
to what
time.
you just said. First 2 or 3 rounds, right? And then Earl did step
it only
his
went
game up.
8. It only went 8. It didn't go
this game up. Yeah, he did, but he got okay. Nah,
he beat the. Did you see how Ugas looked? He broke his ribs. He broke his eye. What are y'all talking about?
I'm not taking that from
the man took off running, man. What do y'all be watching?
I'm not. Hey, did I say I didn't? I'm not taking nothing from you, bro.
No, I'm talking to Brim. I'm talking to Brim. Brim said that shit. Okay, Brim. So this is why I feel Earl Spence is going to beat Terence Crawford. The judges are supposed to score on ring generalship, right? The fight is going to be, I believe that the pace is going to be set by Earl Spence opening round. Terence Crawford will not dare stand in the middle of that ring and go and sit in that pocket. He's going to be moving. So the pace is going to be in Earl Spence's favor. Earl Spence has never, it's Danny Garcia maybe, where it looked like he kind of fatigued a little bit, but we all know what was going on with that. But he does not fatigue. He keeps pressure the whole fight. He throw 90 to 100 punches per round. He's going to throw more. He's going to land more. He is a master at cutting off the ring. He's going to force your boy to fight, Brim. He's going to force it. So the only chance Terence Crawford has is to counter him with something. And it's also a myth that Earl cannot fight on the back foot. I watched this Ugas fight. Every time that Ugas tried to charge, Earl Spence took half a step back, full step back counter. against Sean Porter, Earl Spence did the same thing because Sean Porter was doing all that football shit, trying to run in and fucking headbutt him. So he had to change up how he normally fight to combat that bullshit. So Earl has been in a couple of different big fights on
Earl
this
was
level.
a dirty fighter in that Porter fight, right?
Huh?
He hit him with like 1,000 low blows.
Oh yeah, and Bud gonna have to deal with that. That's another thing Bud gonna have to deal with. Them below the belt blows. We coming with all of that. Earl Spencer's a dog.
Put his bowl on the ground,
His defense is excellent. Everybody gets hit. Earl, including Bud Crawford, Earl Spence, they both get hit. But Earl,
perfect timing.
Still there?
Yeah, you back.
Hello? Okay, my bad. And then this is the main thing. When you have a great disciplined coach in your corner that has a mind of knowing how to coach on the fly and make adjustments, Derrick James is that. He did a wonderful job with Earl Spence. This guy has it all. He has a jab. He has left hooks, right hooks, uppercuts, overhands, everything, man. He throw every punch in the fucking book. Your boy's in trouble.
Okay, so I will tell you why Terence Crawford will beat Errol Spence. The first problem that Errol Spence will be presented with is when he does do his main jab. At times he lunges with that jab, which leaves him acceptable to a great counter shot. In the intermediate to inside exchanges, Bud can actually be able to change levels, utilize his lead foot, and then from there be able to go to the body as well as Spence, and be able to utilize the uppercut, because when Spence punches, he leans forward as he lunges. He's going to leave himself susceptible to the uppercut. That's one dynamic. Another dynamic, if Bud also does this, if he actually brings the pressure to Spence as well. Spence, you say he knows how to fight on the back foot. The problem with that is he has to reset. He actually has to take a step back to reset. So if Bud is able to apply pressure as well, that means Errol Spence will always have to reset. That means he will not be able to get his lead shot in, which leaves him open for Bud to be able to attack him and to land appropriate punches. And on top of that, Terence Crawford hits you with shots that you cannot see. See, the thing is, Errol Spence is great, but you're going to see what's coming. See, Errol Spence is going to potentially put him in a position to be hit with a shot he can't see. And that's going to determine the fight. If Errol Spence can handle the shot he can't see, he has a chance. If he can't, the fight is over. And I believe at some point he's not going to be able to handle the shot he can't see. And Terence Crawford will win the fight because of that. Because Terence Crawford has a better lead foot position, better ring generalship, and he makes less mistakes than Errol Spence does.
Brim, let me just ask you this one question, and I ain't gonna, because everybody entitled to their own opinion. What if Earl absorb whatever it is coming from Buddy, and he can't keep Buddy up off of him? Then we got to Brim
get right on our motherfucking hands, a war at our hands.
Cause boy, I tell you what I see in Earl is the same thing I see in Tank, as far as not mind taking a shot, because they ain't worried about what's coming at them. They just want to know, can you take their shit? And that's what we're going to find out July 29th. Can Bud take Earl's shit?
Not one punch power. He's a cumulative power. He's not one punch power. Terence Crawford has one punch daze you, and if he dazes Spence, if Spence gets hurt, Spence is going to get finished. But if Spence hurt, I believe all to survive.
Can I get my intake now?
Go ahead. Go ahead, get your balls off.
Okay. All thing I'm gonna say is, Steven, you said a mouthful. But here I'm gonna add on to that. I don't know what Earl Spence has been doing since January, but I know what Team Crawford been doing. I know Bud been training for this fight since January. Actually, he was in Thailand training for this fight. I told everybody in January this fight was going to happen. Y'all said I was lying, but I knew it was going to happen. These cats in this gym, B&B, all they've been eating and breathing is Earl Spence for the last 6 months. So take that how y'all want to take it. But how I take it is this is somebody that really wants this fight, been wanting this fight, been craving for this fight. And once he gets under the big, and let's go here. When he gets under the big lights, what usually happens?
You
can't really say it's big. You can't say call it big lights when it's a fucking exhibition, man.
So Sean Porter was an exhibition.
Outside of Sean Porter,
he was hugging and patting him on the back. Please, bud, don't hurt me, man. That wasn't Sean Porter, man. That's a retired fighter getting a paycheck.
Hold on, the same Sean Porter everybody had
retired fighter getting a paycheck.
Hold on, the same Sean Porter everybody had winning up until he got knocked the fuck out and his dad threw the towel in. That's Sean Porter.
They was hoping he won.
Man, come on. You know what?
How much money you win out that fight, Gooch?
Yo, Gooch,
hold on, bro. Now, hold on. Gooch, how much money you win off of Sean Porter and Bud? How many niggas bet you on that? How many suckers did you find to bet?
I won a lot of KCPs from that fight.
Okay. Yeah, nobody wasn't dumb enough to take that fight. They knew what was going to happen.
Oh, it was stupid motherfuckers that took that fight.
Okay. I don't know nobody who did that shit.
Well, that's you, Dickfish. Just because you don't know nobody. It's motherfuckers it's motherfuckers that hate Terence Crawford like they hate Floyd Mayweather. They will put their money on the next man to whoop Terence Crawford. Facts.
But me
here
and
in
you
Omaha, and to be exact, it's a couple that don't like Bud because he done whooped up on their cousins and type shit that will bet you money that Bud will get his ass kicked.
Because Bud didn't do it just in the ring; he did it in the streets too.
Man, I'm not gonna even. I don't want to even talk about that part. I don't go there because motherfuckers think we lying, bro. I don't even talk about that part because they think we lying. I just know what this cat can do. And if the cat is undefeated in the streets and in the ring, you got a problem.
But it's easy for a boxer to beat up against a novice on the streets. That ain't nothing to brag
about.
Bro,
this is before. Since he's been professional. Okay, but since he's been professional, check this out. But since he's been professional, y'all keep saying he having expeditions. That's cool. But he's still undefeated at 147 with a 100% knockout.
With no marquee names.
I say this. I get this is no where I would give Earl Spence. This is where I'll get Earl Spence credit at. This is where I get Earl Spence credit at. I'll give Earl Spence credit if he goes 12 rounds and don't get knocked out or get fucked up. That's when I'll say, okay, I will applaud that man.
You don't want that to happen. That's a unanimous decision if that
because he stopped the streak. That's only why I would applaud him because he has stopped the streak. But I don't think he's gonna stop the streak, brother.
I know you don't because you really buddy number one. You know what I'm saying? That new list is coming out pretty soon before this fight is for sure.
Hey,
and Gucci, and one more thing, you know, we still looking. We always looking for the bud, man. No.
Hey, I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna say this here. After this Bud fight, y'all know who I'm strictly focusing on after this Bud fight. If Bud fights Charlo, yeah, we'd be on it. But nigga, after this Bud fight, it's strictly Sugar J, man. The next big thing coming out of Omaha, Nebraska. That's what I'm focusing on. So this fight, yeah, you guys, I can't wait. I hope to see some of you in Vegas because we gonna be there. Hope to see y'all there, man.
Yo, guys, question. I got a quick question. How much are the tickets gonna be?
Cheapest
$900. $700, bro.
Shit, man, I'm staying my ass in Canada. I don't got no money for that.
Okay, so what we doing? We getting an Airbnb and we're gonna throw a fight party.
I'm throwing a fight party at my house because the fight is the day after my birthday. So I'm going to barbecue. I'm going to grill. So I'm going to have steaks. I'm going to have chicken. And I'm going to have a lot of fish.
Hey, man, I'm going to have to tap out. I'm going to have to tap out on you fellas. I got to get up later on for work, man. But it was good chopping it up with y'all, man.
Nope. I appreciate you for the slide.
Oh, no doubt, man. It was good talking to everybody, man.
One love.
No doubt. All right,
That's love, man.
the heterosexual thirsty for Tank Master Q. I salute you, brother.
And make sure you take some aspirin and some pain medication after you get off this live right here, bro, because I know your body is hurting right now. Oh, because you took too much punishment.
Take no punishment.
The right brothers banged your ass up. 3
Discussion. I
against
ain't
1.
for your ass, boy. Q
Hey,
is nonsense.
I'm about to slide on, start my Memorial Day, y'all, man. Get on some things. Man, one love, man. I miss you guys, man. One love, y'all, man. Come fuck with me.
I appreciate you, brother. When I get a chance to slide through, I be bouncing around like a ping pong ball, man. I'm gonna get some rest because I haven't been to sleep. I worked last night, so I'm off tonight. So I'm gonna get some rest so I can be there, chopping in with some of the brothers tonight. So, listen, boxing nerd, Gooch, Big Fish, I appreciate you all for pulling up on me for this
Oh, I
little.
got one more question. For Big Fish, you still there, brother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Who did the right brother? Because we had to remove one person. Not gonna say his name because he's a bum.
We ain't removed nobody. It's me, boxing nerd. Shit, it's a whole bunch of us, man. Hey, this is what I have to say before I dip off, Brimley.
Yes,
Hey,
sir.
you see my profile pic? I don't know what
Yes,
y'all talking about, but I'll in shape and stuff,
like
man.
that. That's like that. The former Chicago Bear. That's my guy.
Nah, this Bud. This is Bud in my picture. You see the fro, but we didn't airline out, man.
That's whole. Spence got the nappy fro though. They both got the fro.
Oh man, yo, they both working hard. That's how you know they didn't get no haircuts.
Yeah, they in
Nah,
the gym. But listen, at the end of the day, this is going to be a tremendous fight, and I think both guys are going to bring it. I don't think either guy's going to just whoop the other guy's ass. It's going to be ebbs and flows. It's going to be a war. But at the end of the day, I do think Bud will come out on top. But man, it's going to be such a fireworks show, and I hope these guys continue to promote properly because it has an opportunity to do just as well or better than Tank and Ryan, especially if they're able to reach the casual demographic because it has their attention. Because I get a pulse of the casuals as well. When I talk to some of my casual friends, there's certain fights they recognize. They recognize Tank and Ryan. They did not recognize Haney and Loma, but they are fucking really on deck for this fight. I'm probably going to have 20 people at my house for the fight party. I'm literally looking at about 10 to 12 casuals to say I want to come over and watch the fight and eat good food with you. So I got to.
But here's the thing. I hope it doesn't do better than Tank and Ryan because I have a bet for that. I had a bet with
You
one of
might.
my boys.
It's a potential you can lose, but the thing is, the numbers on Tank and Ryan is all over the place. I've heard from 900K to 1.4 million, so it's anywhere between those two. But at the end of the day, they did a great job promotion. I have to give Showtime and PBC credit for the job that they did, and they're applying the same principles. When I knew they was going to do a two-city tour before they announced it, because I'd asked Steven Espinosa, and he liked the host, basically let me know that they're following the same blueprint, but they are going to ramp up a little bit more on the promotional side on the social media for these two guys because they're not as big as Ryan and Tank. So they let Ryan and Tank do more of the social media, but now they're pushing those two guys. And you're going to see these guys on a whole bunch of platforms as well. So they're going to continue to do that. Some will be remote because they got to focus on training, get ready for the fight. But they're doing a great job so far. I'm looking forward to the press conferences on Thursday and Friday from New York to LA. And I hope
Berm, sorry to cut you off, but do you know if they're doing a face-to-face, like a sit-down?
I don't know about that. I just know that they're doing the two-city presser.
Okay. Continue, no problem.
Yeah, they're doing the two-city presser just like Tank and Ryan said. They're doing Thursday and Friday. And I think those days are great days because a lot of eyeballs are going to be on that. So I expect the numbers to do phenomenal. And I hope they make their rounds when they're in New York and hit all the proper places. And I'm just looking forward to the fight, y'all. All this shit talking is great, and we doing our part to help continue to push this fight because it deserves the eyeballs. It deserves to do more than Ryan and Tank because it means that much more. And at the end of the day, y'all, I appreciate y'all pulling up on me. I'm gonna take my butt to bed, and y'all be blessed, y'all. Unbiased fans signing out. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. July 29th, Errol Spence, Terence Crawford is going down. 1.